Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Alright, this is gonna be more fun. A lot funner.
More surface, more fun.
Yeah, more tack points, more stretching, more. You have to really be careful on like how much moisture you leave behind. So like everything that we've learned so far, we really have to like double down on it and make sure that we do everything as perfect as possible.
Okay.
If we don't, bumper's not gonna be fun.
Right.
But what's nice is I can do half of it, where like I guide.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you, here's how you do it, and then I'll let you go off on your side.
Okay.
If you get to do it, then we could tear it off and we do it again.
Okay.
So that would be nice.
Cool.
Whoop. Do these puppies go down?
Yeah, they do. They have the.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got any questions?
No.
No?
No. I'm pretty hands-on learner, so
Same.
I've done front bumpers. I'm sure done them the wrong way, and it's been a long time. So like familiar enough with what we're getting into.
Do you have a preference for side?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I'll get this side from here.
Okay.
So we've already washed it, prepped it, it's ready to go.
Okay.
It's been hanging out, so let's just these are our keg sprayers to flush out like all these areas, like all the nooks and crannies.
Okay.
You really want to flush all this stuff out.
Okay.
And you'll hose the whole bumper down. We're trying to get like all like the small little dirt
Yeah.
that's like maybe stuck in the cracks.
Are there like any brushes that you'll take in there or flex the bumper?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So like during my wash process, we'll go in there with a nice brush, wash
Okay.
stuff brush, a nice work stuff brush.
Okay.
And I'll actually go into all these little crevices
Yeah.
with my brush, and I'll agitate all the dirt that's in there. And while I'm pressure washing, I'll get really close into this area. I'll pressure wash everything out.
How about your grills like this?
Same. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just go in there with a brush, and then I go to town with my pressure washer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because all these areas, especially as you're pushing and flexing the bumper a little bit, I'd imagine there's just stuff forever that wants to come out.
I think with the proper prep, most of that goes away.
Okay.
I think as you're installing, if you're getting lots and lots of dirt,
Yeah.
I would go back to the prep. I'm like, what did you do wrong on the prep?
Okay.
Because I think this is pretty good.
Okay.
Alright, let's go here. And let's do just a quick wipe on top
Okay.
to get rid of any dust that's sitting on top of it. And then we'll peel this one. And for this bumper specifically, we have this small relief cut that's right here. Be very careful not to accidentally rip it.
Okay. So, and you like peeling these laying flat on a table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's lift this up a little bit. Let's spray some moisture on the bottom. And this is just one way that I like doing it. Like if I had a peel board on the wall, I could put the PPF facing it, and I can pull the liner away, just leaving your PPF.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
You could do it that way, or you could do it the same way. You could do it like this, where you lift, put it back down, then you free up the whole piece, and then you bring it to the car.
Okay. So is this like your preferred way of doing it though, or?
Yeah, this is my preferred way.
Okay.
Because if I do it this way,
Yeah.
as I open it, it closes back up, so there's no way more dust can get under it.
Sure.
So like, let's say somebody decides to run in the door right now, and they're like, I need window tint right now, and you're like, whoa, chill.
Right.
And like, at least your film's still covered.
Okay.
So you can go handle that person, and then you can come back 10 minutes later and your film is still there.
Sure.
All freed up?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do another spray over here.
Okay.
And now we can pick up our film. So there's no easy way of doing this.
Okay.
You just literally have to pick it up, bring it,
Do you usually have somebody help you do that?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I would do like an accordion where I fold my pieces together.
Okay.
Then I bring it to the car and I unwrap it there. But if you have two people, you just both grab it,
Okay.
bring it to the car, and then we begin to put it into place.
You're right a little bit.
Something like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect in place right now.
Okay.
You just have to get it close. Cool?
Yeah.
That's roughly the easiest way to do it.
That's it. We're done. Cool.
Done. Send it. Alright, so bumpers like this are
Yeah.
tricky because there's a lot of pieces that you have to line up. So imagine every one of these points. So point, 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 point. This is a point. Here's another point, 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 point. Right. The fender is literally it's the top corner.
Yeah.
Which there's a couple points you line up. Then there's the two bottom ones. Then there's the far one by the headlight. Right. So all of these points have to be so on point, or the bumper won't fall into place. Too many points. But that's literally from bumpers. Like you just have to follow the points, and you can follow the sequence.
Okay.
Like starting middle, going out, and everything should start to fall into place. So the way I like teaching bumpers is you could start in the middle, since it's the flattest section.
Yeah.
So I would start here. I would line this up, and I would tag down. Then I would start working here, and I wouldn't go too far. I'll break it up into smaller sections. So like once you get past this, then you just work to here. Then you work here, then you work here, then you work there.
Okay.
So break it up into smaller sections. So let's go ahead and try not to line up the middle. So here, our goal is to line up this little piece right here. And it doesn't have to be spot on, it just has to be very close. Here's what I'm looking at. So I'm lining up these loops. Do a soft pass down the middle, and then I can do a harder pass. So that first pass was 30-40%. The second pass 70-80%. Now that's locked in really nice. But so like where you first start has to be on point because this sets up everything else. If this was slightly crooked, this side would be lower, this side would be higher.
Okay.
We start having trouble that way and this way. Let's keep working towards our outside. I think one thing that really helped me is I used to just try and put on kits however until I really started focusing on like points.
Okay.
And then if you can go a step further, so someone designed it, right?
Yeah.
So someone designed this kit. If you can get into the mind of how they designed it, you can kind of follow their path. Or you can go to your cupboard up here, and they kind of give you an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. They give you the idea of where to go. But notice how their attack points are on points,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's fair.
The only thing that's hard about that is that they don't tell you, hey, this is point 1.
I was just noticing that their point 1 is they're saying like somewhere over here.
They're
Or no, sorry, right here.
on the toe hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I removed the toe hook completely, so I don't have to start there. I can start here.
Oh,
I made my
okay.
own. So now this is 1, and then right here is 2,
Yeah.
and then this is 3, and then here is 4, and then here is 5. See that?
Yeah.
All right, so 2. And with 2, it's all about trying to pull that out, but lining this up at the same time. So we're gonna have this, so here we have this little notch. See
Yeah.
that? So we gotta line that little notch up
Oh yeah, and then
on
this
that corner.
just went away
Yep.
because you lined that notch up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so more has to overlap even than I thought. Yeah. Right here, that little guy,
So as I stretch, boom.
that flattens out.
Yeah. So what's nice about kits is it takes away that, like, you don't have to think as much, right? You don't have to think, oh, I gotta stretch this much. You're like, hey, I just gotta line this up, and then that goes away. I'm gonna line that up there. And we'll get this to tack.
That stretch puzzle.
The kit, the software doesn't tell you that, like, hey, you line this up and you anchor this down. So it's this much anchor. Most people will just anchor here.
Okay.
That's a problem, because if you anchor this, it all rips back.
Okay. It puts a lot of stress on one little area. So that glue and just everything there. Okay.
Yeah, this piece right here, I think wants to sit further in. So I want to stretch this out a little bit.
Yeah, that whole
Right.
cutout.
I want to pull that way, but I'm not sure. I've never done this bumper, and I want to see how. Actually, no, it sits there. So that is where it goes.
Oh, that wraps inwards.
Because I'm gonna go lay this,
Oh.
and then I check this, and that actually lays just like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
for me, PPF is a lot of playing chess. So you have to do this move to then do that move,
Okay.
right? When we're doing, I don't know, something else, I think it's a lot of moves to get to the final move.
Okay.
So you may see me go here, 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 and then I'll finish all this. So like some people would see this and be like, oh, I should squeegee that down now, but in reality you have to go anchor this down
Okay.
so that stays down by itself.
Yeah, then your stretch is spread out over a longer period instead of like you tack this and then you force this section to stretch extra.
So we're gonna stretch it to about here. Something like that.
Okay.
I don't like how much I have to stretch to then try to anchor it here. I almost want to go all the way over here with it. So we're gonna play some games with this kit. So you learned the coast to coast, right?
Yeah, it was a bit of both. Like some people would say, starting on one side and working all the way to the other. What would happen for me is this would then start dragging up here because it wasn't really anchored. It was like starting on one side and then going like it just.
It was a mess.
Yeah. So I would tend to start in the center and work my way out. But what I would do is go through the whole thing from like the center kind of outwards. I wouldn't necessarily stretch over there and leave it relaxed in the middle. I was looking at it more like squeegeeing a window where you start in the center and you kind of work everything outwards. So
For PPF, there's so many ways to do it. That's kind of what sucks. Like I wish there was a playbook, but there isn't. It's hey, you can try this, and this, and then that works. So like,
yeah.
Here I tried going here, then here, and it didn't. It was kind of fighting me. But I skipped this step and went to this step, and now look, this is lined up really nicely.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 2 steps to get to this step.
Yeah.
Which I really like this way better.
Yeah.
So like for software, like I like having the idea of that, and then I kind of just make it my own.
Okay. They're like rough guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like here, my goal would be to line up this corner, this flat plus the corner plus this flat. And then look how much I've locked in. It's not just here, it's the whole piece.
Yep. Yeah, and this is just chilling there.
Yeah, that's falling into place.
No fingers or...
No fingers, no tension, no nothing.
Yeah, because if you don't do that, you have those fingers, and then you're really just trying to get those to lock down, and yeah, nothing's gonna line up right. It's good.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle that needs solving. So I got this finger, this finger, this finger. If I stretch them down, they begin to go away. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna go lock down here, and here I have my flat, plus that little corner.
Okay.
And this piece I'm wrapping. So I gotta line up that corner on this bottom corner. Somewhere there. And I could finish this bottom piece as well. So it's kind of like the fender, where we did our 2 bottom corners.
Yeah.
And then we lock this. That looks good. Then we take a look up. Nice little shake. Little small finger here, small finger here. It's totally fine. Now we can begin to line this up. And then that falls into place too, which is nice.
Nice.
Alright, not bad. Okay, let's try and keep going. This has been stretched out really nicely, which I like.
Yeah, it's almost squeezed itself out.
That's the goal. Is I really just want to line up my points so that everything stretches out, so that the film wants to fall into place by itself.
Okay.
Let's lock in this piece now. That right there. Notice how big of a tack I did? It's not this little corner, it's this big tack right there. I would like to go to this corner next, because if I finish this and this is way off, then it's not in the right spot. Here, a small pull towards the inside is required to get this to line up nice. Notice how that falls into place.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. Something like that. And that piece right there is actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of thinking.
Yeah, you have to leave enough slack for it to rest in there.
So yes, it's nice. So now we could finish, since we lined up point, this could be a point, that could be a point. Now we can finish all the middle pieces.
Okay.
Remember on our hood install, how we can go left, right, up, down? It's because you'll run into scenarios where you can only go up now. So I've locked this, and I've locked this. I can only squeegee up.
Yeah.
That's why I like starting with that on the hoods. Just to give you the idea, hey, I can go that way. I could go this way. Begin to it. So now this section's done. We can keep going this way. That we can leave till the very end. For PBF, I'm all about like doing the top first, then you can work your way down. So I have this body line that we're kind of following. And then this up here. If you can get this to stay on its own, it makes it way easier. So what I did there is I pushed my air out and then held where the air is going to come back in from.
Okay. Yeah, and use your hand like a little waterfall there, and
That's staying real nice.
yeah, as soon as you put any water in there and kind of wash out that soap, it's like even if there's a ton of water still around it, it seems to lock down really, really nice. Dude, the way this has been acting right on this bumper has seemed a lot more friendly, where you have the time, like it's a little tug back in some spots, but
It's friendlier, right?
yeah, you're not, it doesn't look like you're rushing to try and like release the film back. It's giving you time to like, because all this is still sitting here, so you wouldn't want that to, tack up so much that it's gonna ruin the glue.
100%.
Nice.
This whole area got a little dry, so I didn't necessarily love how it looked. I could always lift it back up. Put moisture underneath it, and lay it down nice and flat. So now we have this whole section finished, which I like. And we picked a nice bumper. It was actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of moving pieces.
Cool.
Now we can decide, hey, should we finish this?
Yeah.
Or do we finish this?
Okay, the one concerning part that I'm seeing is just this right here. I like, because you had to stretch this down and we anchored it here. Would you release this and pull the whole thing down to get rid of that?
Yep.
Okay. But you needed to kind of anchor that down there for some of this up here.
To get it started.
Okay.
But then there's no reason why I can't unanchor it
Okay.
to then finish this section.
All right.
Yeah, so you get it right. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking to stretch it
Yeah,
out.
because this guy, we don't want that to be that big. You want it to be much smaller.
Yeah, half the size of that.
Okay.
And it did put a good pull down right there. We may need to do a little bit more, but I'm comfortable with that finger because I know I can come in here, spray,
Loosen some of that up. And, okay.
and then I can guide this finger towards the bottom. So start to pull it
Oh.
towards the bottom. And I'm guiding it this way.
Oh shit! I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that. I was expecting you to try and push this out and kind of like evenly go out this way. It's like that's. Oh, God! It reminds me so much of shrinking a windshield or something, where like that little finger then turns into like a giant one. So like you're like pushing this down here, but that just smoothed out.
So we could spend 20 days, 30 days together, and each day we'd learn something new. That's what's crazy about like PPF. There's so many, like that cool trick right there, right?
Yeah, that was nice.
Like-
I was not expecting it all to lay flat like that. I was expecting that as you go down, that thing was going to get bigger and bigger. Okay. Cool.
Let's get to just about here, because I can leave this alone.
Okay.
We could start that side and we could come back to this, because I feel like this is probably gonna be the hardest part on this bumper.
Okay.
So we could save that for a second.
All right.